Now, there's a few truths I need to share about running for boxing fitness. So when boxers run, there's a few things they're doing wrong, and I'm going to show you how in this video you can fix that and become super fit as a boxer by using running. I'm Cody from Ring Ready Boxing, amateur fighter and boxing coach myself, also a personal trainer, so I do a lot around fitness and boxing, and today I'll teach you what's going wrong with running for boxing fitness and how to fix that and what you should do instead. Now, the first thing which makes me laugh is whenever I run or I talk to people about running, they always ask me like, how many miles do you do, or how long do you run for? And when they find out I don't really run many miles, they look at me like I'm a little bit silly, but that doesn't matter because I'm doing what's right for me as a boxer to get fitter for when I get in the ring and not what sounds good for other people. Now, the first mistake I want to talk about is going to be running lots of miles. Running lots of miles, you know, the thing I've just mentioned. Why do you need to run lots of miles if you're an amateur fighter? Why do you need to go on a 3-mile run? So about 5 kilometers, I do myself in kilometers. So if I'm saying 3 miles, I basically mean 5 kilometers there. But you get what I'm getting at, right? So loads of miles, when in the ring, you're going to be training for 3 2-minute rounds, maybe 3 3-minute rounds if you're at a more elite level of boxing. But most of the time, 3 2-minute rounds, that's what you're going to be fighting at. That's not much at all. That's 6 minutes of boxing. So why do you need to be running for 20, 25, 30 minutes plus? Because you're not going to be using that same steady pace you're going to be using when you're in the ring. When you're in the ring, it's going to be a lot more intense, and it's not going to feel like that 5K run that you do. Now that brings me on to point number 2. You're running a lot of miles, which means you're probably running slow and steady. And even if you're not running slow and you're staying at a steady pace, is boxing a very steady sport? Not really. Boxing is like a sprint. It's very intense. Amateur boxing, 3 rounds. You're fighting for probably 6 minutes altogether. Why do you need to go steady? You need to put your foot on the gas and get comfortable with that heart rate being high, because I'll tell you what, when you start fighting or when you start sparring, your fitness will show. And if you're doing slow, steady runs, again, not even just slow runs, even just steady runs, as soon as someone brings a gear up, you will struggle. So stop running steadily all the time. It's not going to help you because that's not what you do in the ring. So they're the big 2 mistakes most people are making when they're trying to get fit for amateur boxing. Now let me break down what you should do instead. I've told you what's wrong and what you should try and avoid, but now I'm going to tell you what you should do instead. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that a 5K run doesn't have its place, because I still do think you should do them, but I don't think they should be your main focus and the only thing you rely on. The first thing I think you should focus on is interval training. Interval training, so training in set intervals, because that's essentially what a boxing fight is. You're not doing 20 minutes of boxing in a row and that's it, steadily. You're doing, again, as I say, usually 3 rounds that are 2 minutes long with a 1-minute rest in between. So how can you simulate that any better? By doing interval training. My favorite type of interval training to get fit for amateur boxing is going to be 4 rounds, 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. Don't overcomplicate this. Run as fast as you can for 2 minutes, cover as much distance as possible, then complete rest for 1 minute. Do that again 4 times. Easy method to get fit for boxing. It's just something you've got to go away and do and practice yourself. And one thing I love about this is that it only takes 8 minutes. 8 minutes of actual running. That's all you've got to do. You don't need to be out running for super long, like 20, 30 minutes. You can do this in 8 minutes and get a better workout, more efficient workout than you do when you go and run your 5K. The second thing I think you should focus on is going to be sprints / hill sprints. This is a key one because I think sprints get your heart rate up super high, and it's like being in the boxing ring. You know, when you let go a really explosive, powerful, fast combination, your heart rate goes really high. If you can do sprints over and over again, that feeling in the ring when your heart rate gets really high becomes quite familiar and a lot easier to deal with if you've been doing your sprints. So you can do this in multiple ways. You can do shuttle runs, so running a short distance, coming back, going a bit further, coming back, a bit further, coming back, or just find a good hill, which if it's a shorter hill, you can just run up and down it constantly. Or if it's a longer hill, you might sprint up it, then little hobble / jog down, sprint up it again. There's loads of things you can do, but get creative with it and make sure you're getting that heart rate nice and high and pushing yourself to the max. Now, the third thing I want you to focus on is testing yourself. So I think a really good test for yourself is actually going to be a 3-kilometer run. I think that is a great way to test where your fitness and your cardio and your running is exactly at. So when you're doing your interval training and when you're doing your sprints, you'll notice your 3K time will come down and you will be running it much quicker than you were before. Now, as I say, I don't want you to rely on your 3K or your 5K run, but when you're doing intervals, hill sprints, and normal sprints, you will find that your overall time for a 3K and a 5K will come down. So that's why I still want you to do a 3K or a 5K run. I don't think you should go much further than that, but use it as a place to test where your fitness is at. Now, I busted a few myths there and showed you what to do. So I hope this really helps, but you haven't learned anything until you go away and apply this information yourself. So make sure you actually practice what you've learned in this video. But anyways, I teach boxing online. If you check the link in the description, I'll put a link to my boxing school online program, which you can take a look at, where I teach you all sorts of stuff like this and everything inside and outside of boxing. Whether it's teaching you how to jab or teaching you how to get fit like this, I want to show you how to do that inside my program, Boxing School. Otherwise, I'll let you check that out. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.